Scott McTominay is fast becoming Ineos' favorite player as his future has been decided. Welcome to the United Sport. My name is Webb, and here is all Manchester United news today as we do count down to the return to action. Man United traveling to Brentford. But first things first, there is a lot of updates concerning the club, despite the fact that we are in the international break. The first one is that Bruno Fernandes has been allowed to leave the Portugal camp as he will be excused for their next friendly game as he is focusing on resting so that he's fit and ready to come back and skipper Man United into their return to the title chase, or rather the top four chase, which is inadvertently the title for Manchester United. So good stuff there for Bruno. He has played so much football. He's an important player, and we are looking at resting him. And certainly, if Portugal are willing to sacrifice him, I think it's a good thing for Manchester United. Now, still talking Man United news, Scott McTominay, you recall at some point was the one player we obviously felt should be leaving Manchester United because we felt he was not a Man United player. But guess what? This boy has overturned his fate. Now, it is reported that he's fast becoming the model player for Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Not for his skill, probably, but mostly for his attitude on and off the pitch. So, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos have actually reportedly made the decision to double his wages. Scott McTominay has been earning £60,000 per week. We are thinking, he could be leaving. There was an offer from West Ham United, which we turned down now. Guess what? Ineos are willing to pay him £120,000 per week and renew his contract. That was within the final year with an option of triggering it by a further 1 year. So imagine how things have changed. With the 9 goals he has scored, 7 in the Premier League, 1 in the Champions League, and 1 in the FA Cup, Scott is now showing how important he is. And the one thing that they love about him is his attitude. Erik ten Hag has consistently been praising him for how he comes off the bench, few minutes, but he pushes himself to do the best with the right attitude. He will take every few minutes he gets on the pitch as his life depends on them. And no wonder we are seeing his results. So Scott, well done, bruh. Well done, brother. Because trust me, we were so many of us bashing him, thinking he's not good enough to be playing for Manchester United. Now, away from Scott, Jared Braithwaite is one player Manchester United has been linked with for a long time now. What we gather is that he's attracting attention of other clubs too, including Manchester City, who are hoping they can swoop for him. They can move quickly and sign him at the start of the summer transfer window. He's priced at about £75 million, and of course, Everton, with the situation they are in, the financial situation they are in, they will obviously want to sell him to the highest bidder. So you think Man City, perhaps, if they do really want him, can easily cough the 75 or anything, a little less than that. So Braithwaite, who for me, I think is a good player, but for me, if Man City took him, I think I would say it's good riddance because my feeling is we can get better centre backs than him, but and cheaper, more cheaply. So that's a new report coming through that Jared Braithwaite might be headed to the blue half of Manchester come the summer. Would we be complaining and whining about that? I don't think so. I think he's a player we can do without. So brilliant stuff there for Brentford. Of course, he has earned himself, I think, attention, and many are looking at him now as an important player who can, attract even a bidding war between the two biggest clubs in Manchester. Now, of course, moving on, there's a bit of concerns about United as we do return to action. Of course, we know that it's highly likely that Lisandro Martinez could actually be a part of the squad against Brentford because he cut his trip to America short with the Argentine national team to come back to Carrington and start training as he does try to be fit for the game against Brentford. So Lisandro Martinez could be coming back. Tyrell Malaysia was reportedly, I think, ready to return on the 30th. That will be this coming weekend for the Brentford game. But it is said his mental health has been bad. They are still trying to rehabilitate him to be able to come back and focus on football happily and excitedly. But as we do hope to welcome back two important players, there is worry about Harry Maguire. who was allowed to leave the England camp before their game against Belgium tomorrow on Tuesday night. And he was allowed to leave the camp, and it is said he's going to be undergoing checks and tests to see he might be having an injury. So we welcome back some, others go. But the reality is, if Rafael Varane is fit, if Johnny Evans is back, because he's also expected to be returning, and we do get to have Lisandro Martinez back and fully fit, I think we might not miss Harry Maguire that much. But again, we are going back to the same circle. The vicious circle continues. Players coming in, others dropping out. Players coming in as others dropping out. When will it end? That's the multi-million dollar question. When will it really end? When shall we have a complete squad for 10, 5, 6, 8 consecutive games? When is that going to happen? Casemiro, the other injured player who was out for the last game, there is now a 50% chance he could be back. It seems his recovery is going on decently well. So it's possible that he could be returning for the Brentford game. It's yet to be confirmed, but that's how bad the situation is with Manchester United when it comes to these players and their injuries. Now, talking about United, of course, wrapping up the news. Now, there is more coaches that we've been linked with. Now, we spoke about Gary Southgate, who came out to categorically state that it is even disrespectful for people to be linking him to a job that has got an elite manager doing currently. It's disrespectful. He didn't want to talk about it. Of course, he sort of distanced himself from the job, like you would expect any other professional. You don't come out there. You're the coach of England. You've got a Euro to worry about. People are bashing you for lack of tactics and all, and you're there thinking about Manchester United that has Eric Ten Hag, who has the backing of most of the Man United supporters. So Southgate did rule himself out of the Man United job, but there are about 11 other managers Man United has been linked with, including the likes of what's his name, Nagelsmann, the former German national team boss. He's been linked with Manchester United, and you can look at the profile, the profile of the managers we're being linked with. So it shows you we want to play a different style of football with a bit of finesse and panache to it. That is what Ineos want to play. So Nagelsmann is one of those we are looking at. Then there is Lopetegui, Julien Lopetegui, who is the former Real Madrid and Spanish national team coach. He's also been linked with Manchester United. Then we've got, of course, the ones we know, Graham Potter, and we've got Disabri. He's also linked with Man United. Then we are linked with another coach who not so many of you perhaps might think about as a big one. He's the manager of Sporting Lisbon. He's called Ruben Philippe Amorim. He's an emerging coach. He's only 39 years of age. Of course, that could sound a bit young, but Sir Alex Ferguson was, I think, in his early 30s when he joined Man United. So it doesn't mean he can't succeed. So that's the other coach Man United has been linked with, Ruben Amorim. Then we've been linked to Ole returning. That has been there as well. So Man United's manager talk is not done. The speculations continue, and there are so many names that are being dropped left, right, and center. But for me, from the look of things lately or currently, what looks likely is that Eric Ten Hag might stick around for a bit. I think Eric Ten Hag has done enough to warrant a stay, that Ineos probably now feel he can't be the guy who might lead the resuscitation of Manchester United. He has been struggling by himself, but tried to do the work. They think probably he could be able to see it across the other end of the line. So that's a bit where we are. This is the United Sport. Tomorrow, Tuesday, it will be Kobe in action. The expectation is that he will be playing in that midfield together with Declan Rice, who is going to be captaining England for the first time. He says he can't believe it. Anyhow, we'll talk about that and more. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot, and that is all Manchester United news for you today. Subscribe.